Party till the sun come up, and that's like 6 or 7. Drinking like we'll never get to heaven. Pray for my homies, but I always give shit to Kevin. Pull up and stun gas pedal, keep the engine revving. My league of gentlemen just turned into a coalition. We love the enemies, the enemy is prohibition. My women love to wear black, I only notice witches. She love the magic stick of coach and say it's so delicious. Superstitious, so arisen. Even the 4 kids, hocus pocus, go ballistic. Feeling alcoholic and wearing no religions. Bless the homies, we smooth, so you know we ninjas. Going Shinobi, I'm cool, but you know we switching. Walk in, drink gin on the rocks. Sip, take a swig of my fear to the whisk. With my crew like we trying to pull fish on the docks. I'ma throw out the line, I'm a wheel and a chick.
Welcome back. It's Sunday, March 29th, 2026. You're watching One More Round Fights, baby. I'm the host of this here channel. My name's Gav. I do this shit every day of the week, it seems. I give you guys MMA and boxing tips, picks, parlays, tricks, you know. All that shit. And I'm back again. Because guess what? We had a fat slate of events. 2 boxing cards, 2 MMA cards, lots of combat sports news, events upcoming, ? You'll see why on that a little later. Picks to be made on upcoming cards. UFC Vegas 115 upcoming. Chisora, Deontay Wilder upcoming. Caroline DuBois, Terri Harper upcoming. Lauren Price, Stephanie Pinero Aquino upcoming. Lots of shit, man. If you like to stay tapped in with the combat sports fight sphere, hey, man, go ahead and point your camera at that. That'll make you do this and subscribe. All right? Subscribe to the channel. Stop being a dickhead. Okay? Don't be in the shadow. Oh, yeah, I'm artsy. I don't subscribe. I just hang out and just watch and maybe share like me. Bitch, give me the fucking sub and give me that goddamn like right now. I'll shake you down. I'll fucking do it. All right? Don't forget, we got merch. You see that shit behind me? Clubber, Subber, Dubber tees. Yeah. You already see it. Right there. One more round shop.myshopify.com. All right. Or you can go to oftenspace.wixsite.com/one more round. All right. You get yourself some merch if you want it, if you need it. You could also get stickers. There's stickers and pins on there. You know. I know Christianel's happy with the merch. I know Delgado's happy with the merch. I know Cosmo's happy with the merch. All right. Don't forget to follow on social. That's where we put out the parlays. That's where we put out all the social graphics, cut downs, all things of the sort. Live tweets for the fights on One More Round F8. Fuck you, Elon. But yeah, One More Round F8 on X. Everywhere else, it's One More Round Fights. All right. And don't forget to follow Main Card Minute as well. Share a sub there as well, because I'm putting belt to ass over there. That's all I do. Send your wins into onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. That's onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. And shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code One More Round for 10% off. All right. Besides that, I ain't got shit to talk about, but some combat sports news. Let's get into it. I mean, RAF 7 happened. What we expected to happen happened. Arman Saryukian defeated Giorgio Poulos again. Threw his ass. I know you've seen it. There's no way with how apparent Arman Saryukian is on social media these days that you didn't see him throw Giorgio Poulos over the weekend. Okay? Clip status. Another guy getting clips out here, Colby Covington. He defeats Dylan Dennis at RAF 7. Oh, man, just a complete shutout. And on top of that, he calls out the All-American Chris Weidman. How dare you, Colby? What is this, an All-American battle? Colby Covington versus Chris Weidman? Chris Weidman's a big boy. He was a really good wrestler. Shout out to Hofstra. Hey, man, I'm just saying. Chris Weidman's a big boy. You asking for a little bit much out there. We just seen him competing. He's doing well, Colby. Colby, didn't you just say your weight class is welterweight? Weidman's big, brother. But solid call out. I'm not mad at it at all. But some other big RAF news. If you don't know, now you know. Gable Stevenson signs a multi-match deal with RAF, Real American Freestyle Wrestling. The man will be competing in his ultimate sport next. We thought he would do an MMA signing. We thought he'd do a WWE signing. He decides to compete in wrestling a little bit more and doing so in RAF. So I wonder how lucrative that deal is. I wonder how many matches that deal is for. But Gable Stevenson and RAF is an item for now. Some weird trades have been going down elsewhere, though. I'm here for it because we need more of this shit in MMA in general. But PFL's upcoming May 23rd show in Brussels, Belgium, will feature former Rizin bantamweight champion Naoki Inoue taking on 2025 PFL tournament winner Marceli Alves. Rizin confirmed that Inoue will be fighting under the PFL banner as part of a fighter loan deal between promotions. He remains under contract with Rizin, the Japan-based organization, but he will be fighting next under the PFL banner against Marceli Alves, assumingly for a PFL bantamweight title. Interesting. Pretty dope. PFL Rizin making some things happen. Glad to see Rizin making big moves in this 2026, but one championship a little confusing in this 2026 for me. One releases champion Zhang Jinyan. They eliminate the women's strawweight division. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're just like, oh, we don't have enough talent over here. We're going to stick with our lighter ladies, atom weights and such. Or is this the first crack of many? Is this the beginning of the end? We've been hearing a lot of things over there and not good things. And it makes you wonder what's exactly going to happen, especially with that talent over there in one, because a lot of their premier guys have since gone and aged. Their younger talent isn't fighting as often as they'd like them to be. They've been dealing with family issues. So, yeah, one championship kind of in limbo right now. All they got is the fight nights going for them. Lots of kickboxing, but and they do have the brothers, those Brazilian Rotolo brothers, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Eddie Hall takes on Tommy Fury in Misfits Boxing 23. They will main event on June 13th at the AO Arena. They're calling this Beauty versus the Beast. I guess Tommy Fury is going to lean into this influencer boxing realm finally and just go full into it. Because he had a period there where he could have gone either way. But I think he sees an easier path with just the same amount of money. And honestly, I'm not mad at him for it. That's probably where he should be anyways. Okay? It's rare to see two top brothers in the same sport. Shout out to the Klitschko's. Shout out to the Benavidez's. Shout out to many other brother combos throughout combat sports. The Diaz's, well, let's not say the Hugheses. Let's not say the who is either. You know what I mean. Paul Hughes is out of the PFL Belfast main event on April 16th, unfortunately for all of us. Yes, that's in just under 3 weeks. April 16th, he was supposed to take on J.J. Wilson, PFL Belfast main event. I don't know if they're searching for a new opponent for Wilson. I don't know what's happening with that, but one thing's for certain, Paul Hughes is out of the main event, unfortunately for anybody who was hoping to see him get a nice bout in early in 2026. We're going to have to wait. And last but not least, I think this fight news has already been announced, but we got to mention it to button up some things here. Manel Kape, Kyoji Horiguchi targeted for UFC main event on June 20th at the Apex. Yes, that is at the Meta Apex in Las Vegas. Manel Kape, Kyoji Horiguchi. This is a rematch from Ryzen in which Horiguchi beat Manel Kape. So we get the rematch here in the UFC. That's June 20th at the Apex. And that's it for Combat Sports News, kids. That's it for me, dog. Oh, shit. I have neglected the chat. Let me get to it. Devin Doherty says, what's up, Gaff? What up, Dev? What's going on? Lazy says, Sal, Adelaide, Sal. He's got them emojis. There was some weird judging last night. Go front. Some weird shit going on. It is what it is. And then Devin says, what up to Lazy? Don't worry, I'm here for you, says Meat Rocket. I'm the reason FA, I have the original, one more round fights domain. Oh, shit. Really? What's up at Lazy Bet MMA? What's up? Nice to meet you. Nice to see you guys again. Says We Fight All Night TV. What up, We Fight All Night? And then, oh, shit, Christian now just became a member for 3 months. Hey, man, Christian now, congratulations, brother. 3 months we've been doing this. I believe this started in January. Yeah, so you've been a member this whole time. Shout out to Christian L, my guy. Meat Rocket says, did you see the battle fight? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, battle did not look great. That was a quick one, huh? 3 minutes? Oh, Lord. Legit said, I hope he wins, so I bet he dies. Yo, what up? We Fight All Night. Long time no see. Where you been, bro? And then he's cracking up. Sub DD Octo. We Fights is lazy. And then Cheshire Cat Squirrel Master says Macy Barber's still trying to check into La Quinta Inn. Chill out, man. She took a rough one. By far the worst L of her career. Whoa. And in her biggest spot at the biggest moment of her career, man, you got to feel for Macy Barber taking that L like that. After all the shit she was talking this week, too. Oof. Because, with the smoke emojis in that joint, Brian Campbell will never watch them again without straws, right? How is Brian Campbell supposed to watch one championship now? Octopus. This is crazy. BC and Big John on PBC last night. They had a night. Oh, shit. Grasso rolled up and smoked her ass like she was juicy fruit. God damn. Yeah, she really did, man. That was bad. Grasso said, no, I'm still here, y'all. Y'all must have forgot. I was a champion. She got smacked. I loved it. And One Championship News, they canceled One Fight Night Denver. Of course they did. Of course they did. See, they're just folding. They're folding left and right. It's starting to scare me, Lazy. I love one. They have some amazing striking Muay Thai and kickboxing fights. Yeah, and they might just stick to that. That might be their thing. It might just have One Fight Nights and just punt on MMA is what I don't think they'll fold totally as a promotion, but I think in terms of MMA and possibly BJJ, they might be getting rid of their talent. I feel like, you know, I don't know. I'm worried. I hate all this. I hate this Eddie Hall fight. These guys are bros. Why are they even fighting? It's so stupid. It will be a horrible fight. Her eyes were all open and shit. Yeah, that was kind of scary. And the broadcast would not let us not watch it. They were like, look at her, look into her eyes. We were like, no, I don't want her. they made us see that shit. You're like, look at her unconscious body. Look at those eyes. That's like, yo, chill, man. I want to see all this. We fight all night. Charles. Grasso made a new fan of me last night. That was wild as fuck. I mean, we've been a fan of Grasso over here. We just didn't think. We thought we'd see, a trilogy out of these two. We thought we'd see Grasso, make a decent account of herself, but come up short in the end, and Barbara gets revenge. But that's not what the fuck happened. Our former champion said, no, I won the last one for a reason, because I was so powerful that she was so afraid of me. This time she lost the fear and got fucking KO. That's basically what she said. Banger of a fight, says we fight on that TV. Grasso had reaction times and killer instinct when she's on point. Yeah, Octopus. It felt so good. She thought she was going to be the youngest UFC champ. Macy is so arrogant. Oof. I loved seeing her humbled, especially after the shit she was talking about our champion, Valentina. And for a person that Valentina soundly beat in her last fight to just fucking send her to hell, must have felt good for Valentina. I'm sure Valentina didn't find a need to tweet or anything after that. That was payback enough. I don't take it back, says Squirrel. And then when is the Zuffa Boxing 5, and will you be streaming it? That is a great question. I don't know if that's Sunday. Is that Sunday? I think I have that. I have that on my boxing schedule. I think that might be upcoming on Sunday. Remember for 1 month, says Lazy Gaff, last night I see nothing but thighs. I was so hungry, bro. Watching that Grasso Barber, I was so happy it ended early too, because I was like, yes, I'm that much closer to my food. I was that much closer to my food. Thighs as far as mine eyes can see. And then I used to watch the old K1 Grand Prix from 06 to 11 from Japan. Always thought it was the most exciting striking organization. K1 was ill, man. Shout out to Mark Hunt. Shout out to Mark Hunt. Best night of fights I've seen this year. Yeah, I feel like every week it's been topping the next. It's been pretty awesome. It's been pretty awesome to be a fight fan in this 2026. We have not lost quality. We've still gotten KOs. We've still gotten finishes. We've been lacking in submissions. I ain't gonna lie. We've been lacking those. Shout out to Maverick. But it's been a solid year for finishes, solid year for fights. We're getting solid fights left and right, surprises left and right, prospects getting fucking turned back. It's been an interesting 2026. And with that being said, let's get into it, shall we? Let's talk about the first MMA event that we got to talk about. And the headliner was Joe Pyfer defeating Israel Adesanya by TKO. Wow. Ground and pound, round 2, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Shout out to Joe Pyfer. Shout out to Body Bag. Shout out to them Philly boys. Shout out to Sean Brady. Shout out to what's his name? Fuck, the middleweight. I almost said Armand Petrosian. Oh, I call him the Cody Brundage of the weight class. Oh, what do I fucking call him, man? This is gonna kill me that I don't know his name right now. It's gone. It's gone. Anyways, shout out to all the Philly boys. Joe Pyfer gets it done, man. Cheesesteaks aplenty over there. Knocks out Israel Adesanya. And Adesanya looked good to start this bout. Let's be honest. Adesanya came out in round 1, had the better striking, was landing those leg kicks, was landing some power shots on Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer was trying to find his way inside and couldn't break through that shell of Israel Adesanya. And then something happened in that round 2. I don't know what it was. Joe Pyfer might have landed a shot, and Israel Adesanya's pride might have got to him, but Israel Adesanya decided to get into that fire in round 2. He decided to stay in that pocket longer than he should have, because he was doing so well on that outside. But Joe Pyfer starts to land. And once Joe Pyfer starts to land, Israel starts to back up to that fence, gets cornered. Pyfer starts to land with a barrage of shots, lands on Izzy badly, eventually gets Izzy down, lands in half guard, gets over to full mount. Izzy gives up the back. He quickly pours on the heavy ground and pound, forcing the referee to step in and call a halt to the bout. And Joe Pyfer gets a TKO in round 2. Shout out to Joe Pyfer, man. He showed every facet of his game. One would say that he didn't have the best showing because of that round 1. I would say that he had the best showing of his career because, hear me out, because he was able to show every single aspect of his game. He was able to show his striking from the outside because though it didn't look good in round 1, it looked a lot better in round 2 because he finally cracked that shell of Israel Adesanya and got him to fight at the mid-range as opposed to the long-range strikes. Okay? And then we got to see his chin and his grit and his determination because those are a lot of leg kicks that he ate. I'd say he ate 5 to 7, maybe 8 to 10 good leg kicks from Israel Adesanya in round 1 and a couple more in round 2. That leg was beat up. Go ahead and look at it. Okay, so we got to see his toughness, his grit. We got to see his grappling. We got to see his top control. He took down Izzy multiple times in this fight. We got to see his top control. He landed ground and pound. So we got to see his grappling and we got to see the application of his heavy striking in his ground game. We got to see a lot of stuff out of Joe Pyfer in this fight. And I was happy to see Joe Pyfer show the evolution to his game because a lot of the times we've seen Joe Pyfer, when he gets this type of test, he's failed. He lost the Jacker Manson test. He lost the boost. Oh, wait, actually, he passed the boost test. Sorry. But he lost the test before that. When he lost by injury. He was subbed before. Okay, so he's lost multiple times. He's lost every way, and we got to see him finally pass this test against Israel Adesanya. So shout out to Joe Pyfer. Shout out to them Philly boys. They got it done. Big Red got it done. Body Bags got it done. All right. And now we got to talk about who's next for both guys. And I kind of feel like there's only one guy at the top of the division. I feel like Caio Borralho's calling for his DDP shot. I feel like Imavov and DDP doesn't make sense right now. I feel like that's going to happen. So I feel like Joe Pyfer and Nasruddin Imavov is the perfect next fight. I feel like that's the perfect next fight. I don't think Imavov's booked. If he is, there's plenty of other people at the top 5 in this division that have yet to be booked or are calling for shots or calling for people to be booked but haven't been officially booked yet. So lots of moves still to be made at middleweight. And yeah, shout out to Joe Pyfer getting a big win. As for Israel Adesanya, man, he's been finished in 4 of his last 5 losses. He hasn't gotten a solid win in quite some time. Knocked out for the second fight in a row. I don't know if it's the winner or the loser of this fight that makes the most sense, but that Allen Shabazian fight, I feel like Brendan Allen did the promotion a favor by taking this Shabazian fight. Is my fucking mic really high? Yeah, I feel like he did him a favor by taking this Shabazian fight, and I almost certainly think that Brendan Allen's going to win that fight using his grappling. And after that fight, he's going to call for a solid fight, and I feel like that fight should be Israel Adesanya if he gets past Shabazian. If he doesn't, I kind of still think that fight makes sense, to be honest. And if we're not doing that, and we're like, maybe Izzy isn't that top 15 guy anymore. He isn't that get back to the title guy anymore. We don't know how much we truly have left in Izzy. Then I have a matchup that's absolutely perfect. It's 2 guys that have fought before, that had a fun fight the first time, that still really want to get one back and get a solid win in the UFC and have had fallen on tough times, both of them. Both met the first time at the tip tops of their careers. Izzy has since ascended past that, but that was the top of this man's career. I think a rematch with Kelvin Gastelum makes perfect sense right now. Because, again, it would provide Gastelum a chance to bounce back into that top 15 with a win over Izzy and to get one back in a rematch. And it gets Izzy a chance to get a win over somebody that's fallen on tough times, who he has a win against already, and who had a very fun matchup against last time. It got to let him search for a different part of himself in his fighter DNA. And I can imagine he wants to find something deep inside himself at this point in his career now, and a fight with Kelvin Gastelum would allow himself to do so. So I feel like that's a perfect time to make this matchup. I could be wrong. It could be a stupid time for that, but I feel like right now would be a perfect time at both of their, in both of their slumps at this point in time in their careers. So call me crazy, call me stupid, call me whatever, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Let's see what I made. Andre Petrosky, thank you, Lazy. Andre Petrosky, them Philly boys. Them Philly boys. I knew it was something with an A. What did I say? Fucking a boost Magomedov or some shit. You got to be talking Petrosky. What do you rate the UFC card? 9 out of 10 or higher? I mean, there was a lot of finishes, brother. A lot of finishes. Seattle, we got to see a nice retirement on top. We got to see a bunch of prospects get finishes. Casey O'Neill, Navajo Sterling, Tyrell Fortune jumped on the scene. Lance Gibson, Tafik Masaev looked good jumping on the scene. Terrence McKinney, Yusri Balajri got a TKO. Larry Douglas, Michael Chiesa retired on top. Alexa Grasso got one of the best finishes of the year, one of the best knockouts of the year. See you on TKO Tuesday, lady. And Joe Pyfer taking out Israel Adesanya. I mean, yeah, 9 out of 10 feels right. It has to be a 9 at that point, right? We even got some mystery in there with a draw. It's got to be a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Solid rating, me, Rocket. I'm not going to lie. I fell asleep and woke up to Joe bashing on Flattened Out Izzy, and I said, well, I called that shit. You talking about Abdul Malik? No. It was somewhat hilarious. Sad timing. Octopus, I don't believe you. I remember you said you were saying Israel on a different level and will obliterate Pyfer. APFC later tonight, 8 p.m. I believe Macy's checking into La Quinta Suite 202. She's at the wrong hotel, me Rocket. I don't believe that you don't believe me about my beliefs about this fight, I believe. Macy going to show up to work at a hair studio on Monday confused, but they told me I'm a barber? Degenerate MMA fan is a new member. Shout out to Degenerate MMA. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you joining. Welcome to the family. Good times are coming. Locker room's coming on a UFC numbered event. Good times over here. She's doing that. And you get emojis now too, brother. Shasire Squirrel Master says she's doing that ceiling stare at the gumball machine. I'm being toxic. Sorry, me Rocket. And then We Fight All Night says Paulo Costa or MVP. I was thinking that Paulo Costa fight, but I think Paulo Costa just got booked or is booked currently. But I did match him. But yeah, that wouldn't be a bad matchup anyways. But that's a fight. That's a tougher fight at this point for Izzy than the Gastelum fight. If I was Izzy and they handed me both Gastelum and Costa on a plate, I'd be like Gastelum. I'll take fat Gastelum over Jack Costa any day. Any day of the week. No offense to Kelvin. Mrs. Weight cuts versus almost never misses a weight cut. Always look cut up. Secret juice. I'm good, bro. Give me tacos to the left. No picanha. Give me tacos to the left. There's going to be a large portion on the fan base that only remembers him as a loser if he doesn't walk away. Costa's fighting Murzakanov at 205. Yeah, and he's at 205 now. So, yeah, also even bigger Costa. Like, nah, brother. And is he at 205? I wouldn't like that. He's getting manhandled by these 85ers. If a 205er takes him down, and we've seen that happen, Blachowicz. We've seen that happen. So in a few weeks, it's lazy. And Paul Costa has wanted his get back for years, but now he's at 205. It makes the least sense now. Squirrel says, you got me rolling, bro. That was funny at Octopus and No Friends. One more on Fight Stream last night had me dying. Dr. Pepper. Yo, Dr. Pepper, baby. He should have won that fight, Doherty. He should have won that fight. That was some bullshit. How the fuck did Adrian Yanez lose that fight to Ricky Simone after peppering him up? Yeah. Pun intended. Peppering him up in rounds 1 and 3. Absolutely stopping all the takedowns in round 1, peppering him up. Round 3, absolutely obliterating him on the feet, cutting him up, bloody, battered, bruised. Okay, looking red like a Dr. Pepper cap. All right. And they're going to call that fight a draw. Oh, my God. Even after they 10-8'd him round 3. Like, come on, brother. What are we doing? That was an Adrian Yanez fight. We stole that fight from that young man. And the MVP fight is self-explanatory. Casey O'Neill was nice. Happy to talk about that. She's cool in my book. Yes, retiring on top makes me happy. Gaslam is another bad style matchup either way. You think so? He fought all night? I don't know. I mean, he will have the reach advantage, and Gaslam hasn't been putting people out. So a fun little tidbit on last night. Chiesa coached McKinney in high school. Last night they shared the card on and both got wins on Chiesa's retirement night. Yeah, that was nice. And what's APFC? Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship. Gaslam never got worse. The division just got better. That's a solid take. We fight all night. And then Squirrel says, I like this guy. I'll be here more. Anthony Pettis Fighting Championships is lazy. And then I've also thought Izzy could make 170 low key. Yeah, but he's so thin already. And bro, when his face looks sunken in on that scale at 85, I absolutely don't think he can make 70. Bro, his face, he looks like the Grim Reaper sometimes. Sometimes when he takes the scale at 85, I'm like, is that Kevin Durant or is that Israel Adesanya? I'm like, who is that up there? It's just like he looks so thin. It's crazy. Me Rocket says, Octopus, I'd never lie. That I remember you were always a massive Izzy Glazer. That's super cool. Makes me happy at Lazy Meat Rocket. McKinney now has the shortest average fight time in UFC history. He has the most first round finishes in lightweight history, and somehow not a lot of bonuses for it. And he is tied with Vitor Belfort for the second most sub 1 minute finishes in UFC history, only behind Rumble Johnson. Well, with that being said, let's talk about the UFC Seattle card, huh? We kind of basically just did. So I'll just skim through it. I mean, Joe Pyfer did defeat Israel by TKO ground and pound, round 2, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. That TKO of Alexa Grasso taking out Macy Barber. I mean, that punch, and basically submitted her right afterwards, which was crazy. But she ends up getting the KO because the referee was trying to call it before the sub was actually in place. But round 1, 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And I mean, dude, this knockout just might be number 1 on the year. I mean, we have some good ones, I'm not going to lie, but the absolute, just how vicious it was, and applying the sub afterwards, getting an infinite finish, really? I don't know, man. It's for sure top 5. I don't know if it takes the number 1 spot, but it's up there. It was a fantastic knockout from Alexa Grasso. Absolutely the best finish of her career. And we're talking, she had a title win finish over Valentina Shevchenko, in which she subbed her, bro. And this might be the best finish because she technically got a sub in this too. I mean, this highlight will forever be on Alexa Grasso's reel. And unfortunately, Macy Barber is going to enter the biggest slump of her career because she's got to take some time off after a KO like that. She just has to, but shout out to Alexa Grasso getting right back in the mix at 125. Michael Chiesa retires in a win, defeating Nico Price by submission, rear naked choke, round 1, 1 minute and 3 seconds. Shout out to Mikey Maverick, former tough champ. Okay. Got a piece of glass that tells him so. All right. Shout out to him in a fantastic career, putting on for Seattle and the Northwestern region. All right. Shout out to Michael Chiesa. Unfortunately, Nico Price also retired on this night and wasn't afforded the ability to show his retirement. But shout out to Nico Price, man. It is what it is. Sometimes you don't get the love. Larian Douglas defeats Julian Erosa via KO punches, round 1, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Larian Douglas, the truth, brother. He was putting some mitts on our guy, Juicy J. Erosa. I mean, when these shots were landing, they were ricocheting through his entire body. You could see Julian Erosa struggling to just keep his feet under him. Larian Douglas got some hands on him, fast, strong, heavy. He's going to be exciting to see, man. I'm excited to see what he does. Yusri Belajri or Belgarwi defeats Mansour Abdul Malik via TKO knee, round 3, 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Another prospect down. took this motherfucker out. Mansour Abdul-Malik, Nixix Gym going 1-2 on the night. We'll talk about why 1-2. But yeah, Julian Rosa was the first L that they took, and then back-to-back with Mansour Abdul-Malik taking the first loss, and then Julian Rosa taking the second. Back-to-back was tough. I mean, Belgarawi, training partner of Alex Poatan Pajeda, coached by Glover Teixeira. Long, heavy striking, volume striking, like a light Poatan light at middleweight. You feel me? He's gonna be a problem. Mansour Abdul-Malik, that type of loss is going to affect you in your career. I don't care how strong your resolve is. He was getting hurt in every single round 1, 2, and 3. I almost thought he shouldn't have came off the stool in that round 3 because I knew what was coming in round 3 if he did come off. And he took a very heavy knee that, if landed a little more flush, could have really changed his facial structure. So shout out to him. He gets a TKO, showed his toughness going out there and taking his L. But yeah, another prospect down. Terrence T-Rex McKinney, my guy. Shows me no love on social, but still my guy. So, defeats Kyle Nelson via TKO. Round 1, 24 seconds. That's right. 24 seconds. I mean, T-Rex wastes no time. You seen the accolades Lazy was saying. You seen the fight time. You seen the finishes. Terrence T-Rex McKinney's a motherfucking problem. All right. And if you bet the under 1.5 on this young man, you can almost be certain your money will be coming home. The man is the king of the under 1.5. I've been saying this for years now. The king of the under 1.5 is Terrence T-Rex McKinney. There is no other man at the top of the hill. It is T-Rex. Win or lose, it's T-Rex. Never seen a decision in his life. All right. Tafik Musayev defeats Ignacio Bahamondes via unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-27, 30-27. The man finally puts on a performance that we've been waiting for since the PFL and Bellator days. He uses his heavy hands and hurts this young Ignacio Bahamondes. Bahamondes showing his toughness, staying in the fight. This man lost at least 3 pints of blood in there. I mean, what a bloody battle. If you like blood, if you're a fan of like a Nicholas Dalby versus Ross Pearson type fight, this Tafik Musayev versus Ignacio Bahamondes fight will scratch that itch for you. Okay? Lance Gibson defeats Chase Hooper via TKO strikes, round 1, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Chase Hooper just succumbing to strikes as always. Just his kryptonite seems to be a big right or a big left or a knee. That's what happens to Chase Hooper. It is what it is. Tyrell Fortune defeats Marcin Tybura via unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. We got some new blood at heavyweight. We got some new blood, baby. Shout out to our girl, Casey O'Neill, getting a finish over Gabrielle Fernandez. Round 1, 3 minutes and 11 seconds, punches, baby. Yo, don't you forget that Casey O'Neill has some heavy hands on her. Okay, she's a problem. All right, don't forget. She may have been dormant a couple years, had a period of inactivity, but she's back. She's fighting often, and she's getting big wins. Look out for Casey O'Neill. Also getting a big win and the biggest win of his career. Navajo Sterling defeats Bruno Lopez via TKO, ground and pound, round 2, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. The man finally gets a finish in the UFC. His 5th UFC fight under 2 promotions, Dana White's Contender Series and the Homestead promotion, the UFC. Finally gets a TKO. Finally gets it done for CKB. Ricky Simone and Adrian Yanez ends in a majority draw, 29-28, 28-28, 28-28. I thought Yanez did enough to win this bout. I thought he won rounds 1 and 3, with round 1 being a 10-9 and round 3 being a 10-8. 10-9 for Ricky Simone in round 2, even though it was a very close round 2. Ricky Simone did have control time in round 2, but not a lot of damage. All the damage in this fight I gave to Adrian Yanez, and it was very apparent, as you could see from the face from Ricky Simone at the end of it. Cuts, bruises, bloodied, battered, all the things. but somehow they take this win away from Adrian Yanez and it ends in a majority draw. I got a feel for the kid because I absolutely thought he deserved to win this belt. And to start the card, Alexia Thenara defeats Bruna Brazil via unanimous decision, 30-27 across the board. If you're wondering who won the $100,000 bonuses, it was Tafik Masayev and Ignacio Bahamondes in a fight of the night. So both of those gentlemen won $100,000 each. And Joe Pyfer and Alexa Grasso in the main and co-mains receiving TKO finishes. Providing TKO finishes, get performance of the night bonuses. So those four received $100,000. And the people that received $25,000 bonuses were Navajo Sterling, Casey O'Neill, Lance Gibson Jr., Terrence McKinney, Yusri Belgarwi, Larian Douglas, and Michael Chiesa. All of those people received $25,000 bonuses for their finishes. A very expensive night for the UFC in terms of bonuses. Very expensive. Oh, man. But anyways, that was the entirety of the UFC Seattle card. I hope you guys liked my coverage. You know? She's doing that. Oh, welcome. Degenerate MMA fan becomes a new member. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you. Paulo Costa MVP in a few weeks. You got me. Oh, wait, I read these. Gaston is in the, yep, read that. Read that. Super cool. Read that. McKinney, yep, read that. Hold on. Yeah, he probably should have got one. Grasso smoked her ass so hard. I love it so much. Oh, that's sad. I like Nico, right? They didn't even, like, he was in the octagon holding his gloves. They never even interviewed him, didn't show it. It was crazy. That was an incredible finish. Knockout of the year, says Octopus. Okay. APFC is good, like your favorite A1 combat organization. Yes, regional MMA. He didn't look good. He's been in battles, though. Maybe he's injured or damaged. I don't know. He's a gamer for sure. He's been in war after war. Mansour screwed my fantasy team. Damn. We fight all night. I don't know. I thought Nico looked pretty good. He did get that one sick takedown and slam. Chiesa is good, though. Don't think otherwise because he's a nice guy. McKinney should change his nickname to Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah, right? This guy always gets the finish, and I love it. He never wastes time. He had no reason to be wrestling Chiesa, and a takedown attempt was odd, in my opinion. Yeah, that was weird from Nico. Your game plan is to strike, brother. Like, what? Yeah, finish was inevitable. Chiesa hasn't been the same since he hurt his back. I was so excited for her. She's cool as fuck. Yeah, shout out to Alexa Grasso. O'Neill, and Casey O'Neill. Shout out to Shasire Squirrel. Cat Squirrel. O'Neill goes to train in Thailand and starts knocking people out. Not sus at all. You know, I'm not mad at it. Everyone is in steroids. Nate Diaz. Also, fuck your game plan, Nate Diaz. I thought O'Neill was from Scotland. Why did she have an Australian flag? No, I thought she was from Australia, but has a Scottish accent. I don't know, man. I'm confused. She got a crazy accent at me, Rocket. You're doing great, dude, at One More Round Fights. Thanks, Cat Squirrel. And then, what's up, Gap? What up, mommy? How you doing? Going to have to restart this. Oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then why do women finishes always steal the bonuses? It's not fair because they're so rare to come by. So when you see, it's like seeing a pink dolphin. Like, even if you never take out your camera and take pictures of anything, if you're on some type of boat and you see a pink dolphin, you can bet your fucking sweet ass, your bitch ass is taking your phone out and taking a photo. So it's kind of like that. If a girl gets to finish like that and it's sweet like that, you can bet your sweet ass she's getting a bonus. And then you can just say Cheshire. All right. And then I like Cat Squirrel better. Yeah, I kind of like Cat Squirrel better, lazy. All right. And moving on, we also had another MMA promotion. It was PFL Pittsburgh, baby. Headlined by Johnny Eblen and Brian Battle. And guess what? Johnny Eblen said, I wasted way too much time in my last bout. Got too tired. Couldn't even get to my game and ended up getting finished in round 5. This time, I'm doing the finishing, brother. I'm wasting no time. I'm getting to my A game. I'm taking this man down. I'm getting to the back, and I'm rear naked choking him. And that's exactly what he did. Johnny Eblen, submission, choke, rear naked. Round 1, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Brian Battle It is what it is, man. You came in and you're taking on one of the very best in the PFL, who was just the champion. He's one fight removed from being the champion, and Bryan Battle has to go in there and take this man on in his first true MMA fight back in a major promotion. I mean, that's a tough task, a tall order for anybody. But Johnny Eblen goes right in and proves why he was the champion, and honestly sets himself up for a rematch with Costello Van Steenis. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear Impa. I don't want to hear Josh Silveira. I don't want to hear anything besides Johnny Eblen and Costello Van Steenis rematch. I don't want to hear Fabian. I don't want to hear nothing. It's Johnny Eblen and Costello Van Steenis. Let's see it again. Let's see it again. Let's see if slight changes in the game plan corrects that L for Johnny Eblen and he can walk out with that win like he was supposed to last time. Because if people forget, he was up. He was going to win that fight on the judges' scorecards if he didn't get finished by Van Steenis in that round 5. So I'd love to see that rematch. I don't care if it's one fight removed. I need that. I need that. And as for Bryan Battle, I'd love to see him against Impa Kasanganay, somebody that's going to mix it up, but obviously wants to throw heavy hands and get a knockout. If we want to see Bryan Battle get to shine a little bit, I would put him in a matchup with Impa Kasanganay. But if you're trying to make yourself a name off Bryan Battle and give somebody that's going to give him a tough matchup next, I'd probably match him up with Aaron Jeffrey. Somebody like that. Aaron Jeffrey, very tough, great wrestling, great grappling, can stay on the feet and give you a tough time. I mean, that would be a tough matchup for Bryan Battle in the PFL. So I wouldn't mind those matchups for those guys. But the rest of the card, Impa Kasanganay defeats Dalton Rasta via knockout punches. Round 1, 3 minutes and 18 seconds. We're going to see this one on TKO Tuesday. You could bet your sweet ass we will. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Impa Kasanganay. Dalton Rasta on a skid. 2 fights in a row, losing by KO. I mean, the chin has been tested and it's not doing well. It's not doing well. It's flunking out. It's flunking out. We need to consult Dakota. Ariana Da Silva defeats Sumiko Inaba via unanimous decision, 30-27. It should have been across the board. They gave her a 29-28 in there, but it should have been 30-27 across the board. Ariana Da Silva landing big, heavy shots in round 1, completely changed her style to Muay Thai in round 2 with a very light front foot, almost teep style in round 2. And I mean, Sumiko Inaba just continuing her punching bag role in this fight. I mean, whatever she was doing in the Dakota Ditcheva fight, she continued that against Ariana Da Silva. I don't know if that's her DNA, if I'm just tough and I will stay in the fight and take a beating, but that's not a style conducive to me wanting to watch her fight again. It's a style that makes me want to pair her up with somebody that can knock her out. Now I'm like, who can knock her out? Now I'm looking around. I'm like, who has the ability to finish her? And I'm like, I mean, Dakota couldn't do it because she was injured. Maybe we put her back in there with Dakota, see if she can fit it. Like, that's where my head's going with this. She's turning into the Darren Elkins for me of PFL. She, at women's flyweight. She's my Darren Elkins. Okay. Alexi Pregandi defeats Julio Ars via unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. Shout out to a young prospect keeping his O. Okay, Julio Ars, very solid, getting 3 KOs coming into this fight. Okay, so, yeah, he was a problem, but he defeats Alexi Pregandi. Alexi Pregandi defeats him by decision, 29-28, across the board. All right, across the board. Lazaro Darren defeats Jacob Thrall via unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 30-27. Thought this would be a finish. Couldn't find it. It is what it is. Jacob Thrall proven to be a tough opponent. Jack Cartwright defeats Alan Bagoso via split decision, 29-28, 27-29, 29-28. A little bit of weird controversy in that fight. Jacob Kasuba defeats Natan Schultz via unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Schultz coming back after 3-year-long layoff, but still making a decent account of himself. Shout out to him. Jacob Kasuba looking good. You guys may know him from the PFL overseas scene, PFL Europe, PFL Mania, that type of thing. Dakota Bush defeats Robert Watley via knockout punches. Round 1, 34 seconds. You heard it. See you on TKO Tuesday, Dakota. I mean, we got 2 Dakotas to worry about in the PFL now. My Lord. We got a male Dakota and a female Dakota that'll put some motherfucking hands on you. That is a scary proposition. I got a Dakota over here that put some hands on you too. Dakotas are just, they're a problem. They're a problem. All right. Ernesto Rodriguez defeats Masayuki Kikiori via majority decision 28-28, 29-28, 29-28. I thought Kikiori was going to have enough to get it done. I thought his heavy hands were going to take Rodriguez out, but apparently he doesn't have it over here in the PFL. It is what it is. He takes an L. Tatiana Pastarnikova defeats Alora Dana via unanimous decision 30-27 across the board. Josh Frem defeats Gerard Al-Salawi via knockout punch round 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Shout out to the UFC veteran Josh Frem getting himself a big win over in the PFL over Gerard Al-Salawi. I mean, solid knockout too. We'll see you on the TKO Tuesday, baby. My Lord. And then Fred Duprat defeats Ethan Goss via technical submission, guillotine choke, round 1, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. It was never a doubt. I mean, all 10 of Duprat's wins are now by submission. I told y'all, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that does it for my coverage of PFL Pittsburgh is. The Pradas emoji from Lazy Bed. Mirakis says, Gaff, you should stream the Zuffa boxing card. I guarantee you'll make past that 800 sub mark. Maybe. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm kind of tapped out right now. 8 takedowns in the first round is some gangster shit. And then laughing my ass off, Lazy Bed. I thought you always called him Costello Vampinas. Somewhere in the U.S., Macy is ordering Caliente Burger medium with a queen-sized bed. Oh, man. I mean, I hope she's relaxed, kicked up, just watching movies in a dark room, relaxed, chilling, enjoying herself, because a knockout like that, light is gonna hurt on fucking Sunday, brother. When that sun starts shining on Sunday, she'll feel pain right behind her eyes, like, yo, what the fuck? That thing's gonna hurt, brother. It's gonna hurt. She's got to be scrambled eggs today. I love it. Cheshire, goddamn, bro. We love Macy over here. Don't do that to her. Stop hating Cats Girl. Macy's elite. She's doing fine. She's getting a title shot soon. She's got brand new tatas. Heard from some eyes and ears. I had an attendance at PFL last night that they'll be going to San Diego soon. Great fight city. Great city for everything, brother. San Diego, one of my favorite cities. My cousin's bachelor party was in San Diego, and we had a fantastic time. There was a scooters portion where we were fucking terrorizing the streets with scooters. I mean, the barbecue there is fantastic. The clubs there are fantastic. The food there is fantastic. I ate so much fucking tacos and barbecue and Tex-Mex, and the scenes are awesome. We see fucking seals and fucking it was a great time, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Sea lions and shit. It was a great time, bro. San Diego is a great place to be. I hope PFL makes a great streaming deal with a good platform that everyone has, so PFL grows and stays around. Me too, me Rocket. Haha, I love Costello Vampinas. I hope you keep growing, dude. I'm sending out lots of good vibes for you, bro. Thank you, Cheshire. Thank you, brother. And then I know I said there might be one this week. Sorry, guys. Not this week. Okay. No fighter spotlight this week. Too many people to talk about. I couldn't pick one. Terrence McKinney already been a fighter spotlight. Couldn't do him. So, no fighter spotlight this week, unfortunately. But maybe next week, a little lighter of a slate. We got some boxing cards. Nice fat MMA card for the UFC. Lots of prospects on it. So you can almost certainly believe there will be a fighter spotlight next week, especially since we don't have 2 cards to go over. So I could spend a little time glazing over some prospect in the UFC. All right. So I got you guys on a fighter spotlight next week. Oh shit, it's my boy Yosef's birthday. Shout out to my boy Yosef, the only black Jewish guy I know. Shout out to Yosef McIntosh, my fucking guy. New York, stand up for our guy. He's out of Harlem. Yosef, I love you, brother. He was also my pledge master. Shout out to Yos. That's my fucking guy. In other news, boxing. Brother. Boxing. Sebastian Fundora TKOs Keith Thurman round 6. Bruh. What a drubbing Sebastian Fundora never looked like he was going to lose this fight for any freaking second. From the second this started, Keith Thurman was eating big lefts and uppercuts and hooks and straights and backed up into the corner and bloodied and bruised and battered and all the other English terms for fried fish. I mean, we haven't seen Keith Thurman beat up like that ever. Sebastian Fundora might have just put himself in legendary status with a performance like that. He wins the WBC Super Welterweight Championship and knocks out Keith Thurman in round 6 and looks absolutely fantastic doing so. Shout out to Sebastian Fundora, gets the biggest win of his career over someone that is entirely difficult to knock out. And he did it easily in the first 6 rounds of the fight. Crazy to see. If you haven't seen that knockout, go watch it. At super welterweight, Yoani Tellez defeats Brian Mendoza via unanimous decision. There was a clash of heads in this fight that made Tellez look terrible. Maybe broke his nose too. But that clash of heads was bad, had him bloodied up. But he somehow fights back into this fight and beats Brian Mendoza by unanimous decision. Showed his toughness, showed his grit, showed everything. Shout out to Tellez, bro. Didn't expect him to come back against Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza, we've seen put heavy hands on guys. We've seen win multiple fights against very good opponents. And Yoani Tellez fought back and won this bout. Shout out to him at super welterweight. Hey, he might be trying to set himself up with Fundora, but after watching that, he might not want that smoke. He might not want that smoke. At middleweight, Yoenli Hernandez defeats Terrell Gaucher, being the first man to knock out Terrell Gaucher via 4th round TKO. What a win. What a win. I called it. Told y'all. Hernandez was going to get that TKO. I mean, Terrell Gaucher, 38 years of age. I know he hadn't been taken out yet, but we've seen him hurt multiple times in his last couple fights, and I just seen it coming, man. Sometimes it's just at the front door and you just don't know it. The peephole's covered, but it's right there. That knockout's right there. All right. At heavyweight, Gergen, I'm not even going to attempt that name. He defeats Cesar Navarro via 5th round TKO. Go ahead, watch that. That will be on TKO Tuesday. And yeah, that was a heavyweight. At super middleweight, Kevin Newman defeats Elijah Garcia via majority decision, 95-95, 98-92, 96-94. At featherweight, Brian Gonzalez defeats Brandon Medina via 5th round TKO. And at lightweight, Caipo Gallegos defeats Julian Gonzalez via unanimous decision, 97-92, 97-92, 98-91. And that does it for the Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman card. What do we got? One fight on CP units this week. Let me see. Chris Duncan is not in the game, so we may not have any low key. Let me see. Moicano. Yeah, we have Jander Roberici, and that's it. Jander Roberici. Yep, one fight this week on CP units. Lazy. Happy birthday, Joseph. I love you. Poor Keith Thurman one time got so fucked up last night. It was so sad to see. Yeah, it was bad, man. He got fucked up by Fundora. I mean, everybody's going to, unless you're as long and as fast as he is, or just faster than him. But man, his length makes up for a lot of things in there, and he's going to be a problem for almost everybody. CP Units has been killing it lately on predictions, right? The Grasso TKO at plus 2,500. I'm pissed I didn't get it as a single. I only had it as a parlay because I truly didn't believe in it like a dumbass. I usually single them off too, and I didn't do it, and I should have with just a 2-legger, but it is what it is. I didn't see that Fundora fight. Was it for a title? Yes, it was. WBC. And then Verna's pretty hot, though. So me rocket. All right, with that, well, let's move into our last boxing card. Moses Itauma defeats Jermaine Franklin Jr. via 5th round KO. I knew it. The KO was going to happen in 1-6, or it was going to be a decision. And it was 1-6 indeed. Moses Itauma drops Jermaine Franklin in round 3. in the corner up against the ropes. It was the beginning of the end, it seems, because in round 5, he lands an absolute bomb that puts this man down and ends the night, making Moses Itauma the man in Manchester, England. All right. At heavyweight, he put on a show. Shout out to Moses. What a big win. He's a problem for everybody at heavyweight, and he should be on everybody's radar. He has just announced himself at heavyweight with that type of performance. He is looking at the top guys at this point, and they should be worried because power like that we haven't seen since Deontay Wilder, and we've seen what happened to him. At middleweight, Jerome Warburton defeats Nathan Heaney via unanimous decision, 98-92, 97-93, 97-93. At light heavyweight, Willie Hutchinson defeats Ezra Taylor via unanimous decision, 99-91, 98-92, 98-92. Brad Pauls defeats Shaquille Thompson via 9th round KO. At featherweight, Liam Davies defeats Francesco Grandelli via 6th round TKO. At lightweight, Josh Holmes defeats Alex Murphy via 1st round TKO. At lightweight, Michael Gomez Jr. defeats Jordan Flynn via 3rd round TKO. And on the prelims, Nelson Birchall defeats Ryan Griffiths via 9th round TKO. At super lightweight, Adam Hamed defeats Michael Mooney via points, 40-36. And at super welterweight, John Joe Carrigan defeats Danny Costello via 3rd round TKO. It's going to be a heavy TKO Tuesday. Expect rankings to be shaken up, almost certainly. Expect him big shakeups in the rankings. My Lord, what a week for knockouts. Not a good week for subs again, but what a week for knockouts. What a week for knockouts. And that does it. That does it for Moses Itauma and Jermaine Franklin Jr. All right. I didn't see that Fundora fight. I answered that. And Fundora versus Virgil Ortiz would be so fun. Yeah, we've seen Virgil have to fight back too. That would be a fun-ass fight. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Virgil Ortiz Jr. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking go with that. All right, well, that does it for what we had this week. We got to look to what's upcoming now, don't we? The upcoming boxing slate. Guess what? I got you guys. I'm going to go through it quickly. Okay. April 4th, we have a doubleheader on DAZN. First in London, we have Deontay Wilder taking on Derek Chisora at heavyweight. Then in Cardiff, Wales, we have Lauren Price taking on Stephanie Pinheiro-Aquino for Price's WBC, IBF, and WBA women's welterweight titles. Okay. April 5th in London, we have Caroline DuBois and Terri Harper for DuBois' WBC women's lightweight title and Harper's WBO women's lightweight title. Also on the card, Ellie Scottney, Irma Garcia, Chantel Cameron. April 11th, we have Fury versus Makhmudov on Netflix at heavyweight. April 17th on ESPN, we have Alicia Baumgardner and Bomire Shin. 12 rounds for Baumgardner's IBF, WBO, and WBA women's junior lightweight titles. I'm skipping over those. April 18th in Liverpool on DAZN, Callum Smith and David Morrell. 12 rounds for Smith's WBO interim light heavyweight title. April 25th in Paris, France, Lawrence Okoli versus Tony Yaka. 12 rounds at heavyweight. April 29th in Flemington, Australia, Sky Nicholson takes on Mariah Turner. 10 rounds for Nicholson's WBC interim junior featherweight title. Also on the card, Termoana at heavyweight. May 2nd in Tokyo, we have a doubleheader. First, Gilbert Zurdo Ramirez and David Benavidez for the cruiserweight titles, WBO and WBA. And we also have Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. Okay. May 9th in Manchester, England, we have Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois, brother of Caroline Dubois. May 23rd in Giza, Egypt, on DAZN, we have Alexander Usyk and Rico Verhoeven. 12 rounds for Usyk's WBC heavyweight title. May 30th in El Paso, Texas, on ESPN, we have Stephanie Hahn and Holly Holm, the rematch. 10 rounds for the WBA women's lightweight title. And, of course, September 19th in Las Vegas on Netflix, we have Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, 12 rounds. weight class to be announced. I assume it'll be in the welterweights. Okay. And that's it for the upcoming boxing schedule. Callum Walsh Smith. Yeah, what did I say? Callum Walsh? Did I mean Callum Smith? No, I said Callum Smith. Yeah, Callum Walsh Smith. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing, me Rocket. All right, and then upcoming MMA schedule. Now we're supposed to have 174 on April 3rd, but they've yet to put out a card. They've yet to do anything for it. I don't see any announcements. All their social media points to the event after it, which is a fight night. So all signs point to 174 being canceled. I'm not sure. But April 4th at the Meta Apex, Fight Night 272, otherwise known as UFC Vegas 115, we have Fight Night Moicano versus Duncan. April 10th, we have PFL Africa. April 11th in Miami, Florida, UFC 327. Members, we have a locker room coming for that. April 11th in Chicago, we also have PFL Chicago, Pettis versus McKee. April 12th, we have Rise Landmark 13 in Fukuoka, Japan. April 16th, we have PFL Boston. April 18th, we have UFC Fight Night 273, UFC Ottawa. Okay, Burns Malat. April 25th, we have UFC Fight Night 274 at the Meta Apex. We might still have 175, which might now be 174 in Tokyo, April 29th. Maybe they just moved everything to then. I don't know. May 3rd in Perth, Australia. UFC Perth, UFC Fight Night 275. Not a numbered event. Not a numbered event. May 8th, we have PFL Mania 9. Okay. Also, we have PFL Brussels, Habarora versus Henderson. All right. May 30th in Macau, China, we have UFC Macau. June 14th, we have UFC White House, UFC Freedom 250. We have word from LazyBet that one Denver, June 26th, has been canceled. Has been canceled. So no one Denver in Denver, Colorado on June 26th. And August 7th in Atlantic City, New Jersey, me and Luke might be attending PFL Atlantic City, baby. August 7th. And that's the MMA slate upcoming for you crazy bastards. Okay. Inoue versus Nakatani is going to be so fucking sick. Says Flower Reese. Yeah, that's going to be a banger. That's going to be a freaking banger. Somebody getting knocked out. Christian L says, God bless you, Gav. Merry Christmas. Says Christian L. And then Mike Mallet says, Meat Rocket. And Ganu has been such a good president of PFL Africa. They'd be nothing without him. Oh, Meat Rocket. Where would we be without your humor? But like I said, I was going to have some picks for 174, but it looks like the event might be canceled. It looks like they're not doing it anymore. It was supposed to be April 3rd. I don't see anything about it. I don't see any events. I still see it listed, but I don't see any card for it. I don't see anything. So I don't think it's happening. I'm not sure. Looks like 174 is canceled. It is what it is. I don't know what's going to happen with one. But I got some picks for you on UFC Vegas 115. Oh, yeah. Check out these picks, bitch. I got 4 names. All right. Renato Moicano, Money Moicano. You know we rock with Money Moicano. Stop with all this Chris Duncan stuff, okay? We rock with Money Moicano over here on this channel, all right? I need my fucking money. Pay me my fucking money. These motherfuckers. Renato Moicano, okay? We're rocking with him. We're also rocking with Baby Shark. I mean, look, have you seen her? We're rocking with Baby Shark, all right? We're rocking with Baby Shark. I mean, what do you think? Vernon Jandaroba's marching back towards a title shot? No. They want to set up Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci going on the lay, all right? Robert Rushala, former opponent of Parnas, who's fighting on the Netflix card. Okay, Robert Rushala making his UFC rise. So we'll see what happens there. I hope he gets a big win. Half his wins by finish. Robert Rushala. And then Azamat Bakayev, I think he's going to get a bounce back win here. UFC Vegas 115. He's fighting early on the card, so keep an eye out for that. Azamat Bakayev. So those are my 4 names I'm giving out for UFC Vegas 115. You can catch those names on my parlays this coming Saturday. Baby. Let's move on to boxing. We got some boxing picks to talk about. I don't think we're getting a lot of knockouts, and which is weird saying because Deontay Wilder is in one of the names on this. But I'm calling a Derek Chisora decision. Hear me out. Derek Chisora, 36-13 with 23 KOs, so 13 wins by decision. He's 42, a little on the older end, okay, but they both are. 6'1", 74-inch reach, a little on the shorter side, but he is on a 3-fight win streak, and all 3 of those are by decision. And when he loses, he also loses by decision lately, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, Deontay Wilder, 44-4-1. Okay, 43 KOs. So if he wins this, he's probably knocking Chisora the fuck out. But he's 40 as well. He's 6'7", 83-inch reach, so he's taller and longer. It will be a problem. Chisora will have to get in on the inside. But he did get a KO in 2025 over some poor soul. But I take solace in the fact that he hasn't gotten back-to-back wins since 2019. Consistency has been a problem for him. And I feel that he will have a hard time getting Derek Chisora out of there. And Derek Chisora will fight back into this fight and steal a decision win. So my prediction is a Chisora decision. That is my pick on this card. I imagine he will be a dog. He could possibly be the favorite, but I'm rocking with Chisora. Picks on Price versus Stephanie Pinheiro-Aquino. Obviously, the ladies are fighting in the rest of these fights. I obviously don't have a KO. Okay. Price, 9-0, only 2 KOs. Price is 31. She's only 5'5". Her last win was a unanimous decision over Natasha Jonas. Aquino's 10-0, only 3 KOs. She's 35, but she's 5'9", a little bit taller than Price, a little bit longer than Price. She's also riding a win streak as well, but Price does have the longer win streak because hers dates back to amateurs. And Aquino was on a 4-fight losing streak leaving the amateurs. Okay, and then she went on her undefeated professional streak. So that should be noted. All right, so I got a Price decision. Price decision. She keeps her belts. All right, and last but not least, my last boxing picks I got for you guys. Picks on Caroline Dubois and Terri mother freaking Harper. Okay, we're going with Daniel's sister here. Caroline Dubois decision. Okay, Caroline Dubois, 12-0-1, 5 KO, so about half her wins, less than half her wins are by KO. She's only 25, so still young. She's 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. She's coming off 6 straight decision wins. Harper, 16-2-2, only 6 KOs, so most of her wins are by decision. She's 29, 5'8", so a little bit taller, but a shorter reach, 65-inch reach, 2 inches shorter on her reach. She has won 2 in a row by decision, but keep in mind, Sandy Ryan retired her ass back in 2024, finished her. Okay, had her quitting. All right, so keep that in mind. Caroline Dubois does have some heavy hands. I could see her getting a late KO, but I see a Caroline Dubois decision here. And those are all my picks for that card. All right, and that's it. That's it for the show, gang. Don't forget to tune in to Matchmaker Monday, TKO Tuesday, Hump Day. I don't know if these segments will continue. This might be the last week that we keep these segments going. So if you love those segments, don't forget to share them out. Don't forget to share them with a friend. Have a good turnout for them, so I know that you guys still love them, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for those fucking shows, and the payoff isn't that great. So, yeah, if you got love for those shows, make sure they're known. If not, they might not be lasting long. It is what it is. If you like the channel, if you guys appreciate what we're doing over here, don't forget to scan the motherfucking QR code and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 800. It's been a very slow rise from 780 or 775 or whatever the last milestone was. We haven't gotten far. So we're still trying to get those subs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, have them sub, get those burners out, subscribe on those burners, do what you can to move the channel along. Also, we got some merch. You can see the merch behind me, Clubber Subber Dubber Tees. The back of it is right behind me. The front, you can see with the pocket right there. Well, there isn't a pocket, but it's where the pocket would be. One more, you see the website. I'm not saying it. Fuck it. Follow on social. One more round fights, except for one more round. F8 on X. Fuck you, Elon. Use a bitch. But anyways, And also follow the Main Card Minute. Catch me putting belt to ass on Prop Quiz. All right. I'm out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We got baseball in an hour. Shout out to the Yankees. We got basketball in 3 hours. Shout out to whoever the fuck is playing today. Who gives a fuck? Basketball sucks until the playoffs at this point. Everybody starts resting, playing like shit, putting up 14 points. Fuck basketball right now, honestly. I'm out of here, boys. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm enjoying the rest of my Sunday. Peace.
I live life how I wanna. Smoke out to marijuana. I live my life in these streets. We can smoke out the window. I'm on a trip. Maybe I'm a gunner. Cause I live in yonder. Hot box like a sauna. In a foreign or Americana. Let me grind my green. Roll up, put inside my weed. Those one to the sky for the highest. Then go puffin' like my trees. Floating on an Nimbus cloud. Who's blessing where I'm hitting loud. Blowing smoke like guns blazing. Blowing holes in a spanner one day. And I'm saying I live life how I wanna. Smoke out to marijuana. I live my life in these streets. We can smoke out the window. I'm on a tree. Maybe I'm a gunner. Cause I live in yonder. Hot box like a sauna. In a foreign or Americana. My eyes low, my vibes up. Yeah, my fire smoker goes to sinus. If you want, I got more in a grinder. After the blood, you can call me a highness. Cause I live life how I wanna. Smoke out to marijuana. I live my life in these streets. Licking smoke out the window. I'm on a trip. Maybe I'm a gunner. Cause I live in yonder. Hot box like a sauna.